mental health and our mental state, as well as continuing to increase our self-confidence in each other. Give me 1 second. Let me take a drink, and then I'll catch my breath, and we will get straight into this. So, you'll see that? That's called toothpaste. Yeah, your boy don't know how to brush his teeth. Okay, so I'm going to walk around and talk to you guys because this is a deep conversation. And for me, I will do better being able to express these things in a non-sit down state right now, especially since my adrenaline's still pumping a little bit. But a lot of times I do my best thinking, best reflecting at the gym. And this is kind of why I want to talk about this. So, actually, this is kind of making me dizzy. So we're going to sit down. Sorry for going back and forth. Let's find a chair. This is a gym, so there's not going to be a chair. So let's see how the lighting is right here. This chair, we're going to be, I'm going to timeout. Yep, in the corner. I'm just playing. But let's see how the lighting, oh yeah, that's good. Oh, that feels good to sit down. All right, y'all. So here we go. Let's talk about, first and foremost, that mental health, whether it be, rewind. You guys are getting raw footage here. If you guys have watched my channel for a long time and thought, doesn't look like he edits his videos. I don't, actually. I keep it raw for two reasons. One, because I want to keep it real. And two, I actually don't know how to edit. I know how to add like some music, but that's about it. So, anyways, all right. Mental health. All right. So, mental health is important. We all know that. I don't really need to get into why it's important. But I do need to get into how we can improve our mental health, our mental well-being. And so we're going to break these down a little bit. First, I'm going to put in the order of how I take care of my mental health. And full disclosure, even following these steps, which are really great and have worked over the last, like, probably 8 years, going on 8 years. However, more so helped in the last couple years when I'm actually following these steps. But, full disclosure, it's not foolproof, meaning that you will still sometimes have mental breakdowns. You will still sometimes hit a wall that knocks you down. And you've got to figure out and make a choice to stay there or get back up. And how long you stay down is up to you as well. And where you find your motivation. So, with that disclosure, I want to continue on here. Now, the order in which helps my mental well-being, gives me hope, gives me confidence in myself, gives me, helps me with my anxiety, my depression, and pushes me further into my personal progress and my overall well-being is number one, God. I don't talk about him very much on this channel, but because I talk more about CBD and the benefits of it, what can be done, but God is a huge part of my life, um, and has been for the last 8 years now. Um, he was always part of my life, but like the last 8 years um, been like a primary role. So number one is God. Um, he helps me a lot. I pray to him and I ask him for help, and I listen and I read his word. I read the Bible. I read further scriptures and stuff, and I listen to preachers and and people at my church, um, and other people um, at other churches, and I listen to my own inner thoughts, and when I believe He's talking to me through the Spirit, and how I know is when it's good. That's the main thing. That how I've learned to interpret things of is if good comes from it, it's from God. If good will not come from it, then I don't believe it is from Him. Um, but good to others. And there's times where it may seem like why, dude? Like really? Um, but you gotta have faith. Second is, and I would say this with number one, I would say God and family, um, because family can be either a rock or it can be something that appears to be a rock and you lean on it and it's sand and you fall. Um, and unfortunately, in our world and in our societies, there are families that are sand, and that when you try to lean on them, you fall. They don't bear you up. I'm grateful enough to have a really awesome wife who bears me up when I fall, when I make my mistakes, when I have my mental breakdowns, when I have my mental breakdowns, when I unleash demons and everything else out of me that you know I have to apologize for, or anything else. I um, 'cause we all have our weaknesses. She bears me up, and I have to thank her for that daily, because she is a rock, um, and my kids are my motivation as well. Second thing is actually exercise. Um, I'm a huge believer in exercising. Um, reason being is that in exercising there are aspects of what happens. One is that as you push yourself into a exercise program or a repetition or multiple repetitions, or a different exercise, and you see that weekly progress of you putting, even if it is 1 extra pound on that bar, or if it is you do 1 extra rep than you did the last time you did it, that is very, very quick um, satisfaction, instant satisfaction, and instantly you see yourself growing, and that's really cool, especially for people who have mental health issues. It's important for us to see ourselves progressing, because that self doubt comes creeping in a lot, and the gym is a way to help us to learn that we can push past things that we don't think we can do, we can overcome. It helps us to realize that we are capable of overcoming hard things and doing hard things. It helps us to build self confidence in ourselves. And we see maybe not like body physical things immediately, because that does take time, but we see strength, endurance, stuff happening very quickly. Um, within a matter of a week to 5 weeks, and that's pretty awesome. Um, and then it clears the mind. And it gives time for reflection. It clears the mind. It sends endorphins. Um, the physical benefits of it is that it gets your blood flowing properly. you burn calories, you keep your body healthy, and your body's healthy, then your mind is healthy, your mind is clear, and it all is connected. It's all connected. If your health is well, then everything else falls into place. Um, they say to connect the mind to the body to the spirit. Um, if those three aspects are taken care of, then life is going to be much better for you than if it for someone who um, is missing one of those links. Um, that's what I believe. I also have done enough research and study. I actually got my degree in recreation management where I studied psychology, I studied exercise physiology, I studied managing like um, facilities, recreation programs, benefits, leadership. It was like a crossover of so many things. It was the coolest, best degree. I like, unless you have a specific degree in mind that you want, go with rec management. And this is the school I went to. I went to BYU Idaho. I love that school. The teachers are so nice and so understanding, and it's a very family oriented place. I had two kids in college, so um, that's pretty critical for a family oriented college. But where was I at? Oh, yeah, yeah. So, exercise is really important. Those who have um, uh, irritable bowel syndrome, exercise helps. Those who have blood pressure, diabetes, even arthritis, and other types of inflammatory issues can be benefited from exercising. Um, Bone issues, because you strengthen the muscle around the bone becomes more dense, and everything else. It's just really like amazing the benefits of exercise. And it doesn't mean you have to come in here and squat 400 pounds. I don't squat 400. But it means you need to come in here and you need to get the blood pumping and start. That's all it takes is start. It's the same way, and we're going to cross into the CBD now. Same way with CBD. If you haven't tried it and you've heard about it and you're like, wow, everyone talks about this, but can it be that good? Yes. Yes, it can. And it is. Um, I was one of those skeptical people. I researched it literally night and day for 2 weeks straight. I went to the store, the local store here, and I looked up and I was like, do I want to get this? Nope. And I walked back out because I had so much anxiety just worrying about, am I going to waste my money on something that is it's just a hype, And people think about the same thing with exercises. Oh, it's too hard. I'm going to be sore the next day. Yeah, you might be sore, but sometimes the things that in order to grow, we have to go through hard times. We have to push through those tough times. You have to sometimes break something down to rebuild it into something better. Sometimes those mental breakdowns that we have give us an opportunity to like jump and accelerate higher than we once were. For example, okay, let's talk about this. Let's use an analogy here. Um, let's talk about this. So, jumping. Where do you get your most jump from? If you're trying to jump really high, do you jump from your toes and like you're standing up and you don't bend your knees? Or do you get your most height from jumping where you squat all the way to the floor and then push up with all of your legs and you jump really high after that? That's how it happens. We have to sometimes go low in order to go higher. So, why CBD is so important? For one, it connects directly to your endocannabinoid system, which we all have, every single one of us. And that endocannabinoid system regulates so many things. It regulates our mental health. It regulates our neurotransmitters. It regulates. Um, I'm not gonna go through it all. There's so many things. Just look it up. Like there's so many things it goes through, and it helps with. So those are the three things that I work on and that I use to improve my mental health. So here's my plan of action and what I do to help myself. And like I said, I still have falters. I had a falter this morning. I broke down, and and I really broke down, and it wasn't a breakdown of like tears. It was a breakdown of like getting just I got triggered, and and you know, uh, and then like I said, guys, it's just you're still gonna have those times, but here I am. I've learned from it. I've learned something new about myself in the middle of that. I've learned how both my wife and I can help each other in situations, and I've learned, and it got me down so I could start learning again of how to improve. And then now I'm making this video to help y'all. And I don't think that I'd be making this video right now if I wouldn't have had that breakdown. So, in a way, I'm gonna look at it as a blessing because for another thing is, if I'm looking at it as a blessing, then it doesn't weigh me down as a burden. I look as an opportunity. Okay, something happened, whether it was good or bad, and I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to choose to learn from it. I'm going to choose to take a lesson or lessons from this to improve my personal life, my health and well being, and I'm going to choose also to share that with y'all. So, I I use prayer and connecting spiritually as a way to provide me with a lot of hope. Hope for a better future, um, hope for everything. Um, and I also use it as because I believe that I'm a child of God, and I believe that we all are. We are all spiritual brothers and sisters, and I believe that we were that he is our heavenly Father, and that we were created in His image. Much like when we have kids, we are created. We have them, and they are our children, and they become they're just like us. They're little versions of us with their own twist on their own our personalities, but basically are just like us. And and I believe that if I am a child of God and He is the Almighty and He is perfect and He is all knowing and He created like all of this, all of these amazing things that we have. He um, He's the head of that, and that he that my wife is his daughter and I'm his son. That means I can become like him someday. Maybe not a god. I'm not and not talking about that, but that if he did these so many awesome things, then I'm capable of doing awesome things because he's my father. And I think that way. So if I can believe that I'm capable of a lot of things because of that. Second, exercise. Um, Exercise is the way I honestly it gives me time to reflect, gives me time to ponder on things, and then it also gives me the opportunity to show myself that I can push through hard times and pain because and I've done that. I will save it for maybe another video, but I have lived a very, very rough life, and I have learned to have to push through hard times, and there are hard times to come. And so the gym gives me the strength and the understanding I'm capable of the next challenge I'm faced with, whether it be holding 3 jobs, which I do right now, to provide for my family, to offer a product that I believe in so much to help people because it's helped me. It's helped my members of my family. It's helped my members of my friends and community. I've seen it, and I've seen you guys emailing me and telling me, how much it's helped you, and and that joy is what keeps me in business. Because to be 100 with you guys right now, Relief Buddies isn't making money. Um, I drive for Lyft and Uber, and I have a full time uh, job, day to day job, doing actually pest control, um, to provide for my family and to have money to put into the business. Because that's why. It's not like I don't do this business to, like, right now, it's not about making money. It's the fact that you guys send me emails and say, "Thank you, Thomas, for, making your reviews and your videos. I tried CBD for the first time, and I have the most relief I have in a long time." Sorry. It gives me such joy that people are getting the help that they need. Sorry. Um, I care. Yeah, I care a lot about people. As much as I like to rant and rave about how people annoy me, it's a lie. I care deeply about people, more than the average person, and sometimes I care more about others than I do myself. And I've been told that, and there was a time where I had to force to be taking care of myself, and that was a couple years ago. I had to learn to take care of myself, before others, or I was going to um, honestly, I'll be honest with you guys. I was ready to end my life. I went through such a hard time, and my mental health was so bad. And this was just a couple years ago. That's why I said, guys, like, sometimes, sometimes you hit the floor, and something in your life happens to you, and you hit the floor, and you don't know what to do. And I was on the floor for a long time, and I'm grateful for the people I have in my life. Um, I'm grateful for the woman that I just married in November. Um, because, like I said, she's my rock, and um, and she's been there for me for a while. Um, she was one of those people that helped build me up. That, and like I said, God. And the third thing was CBD. I had my best friend. Um, he he. I remember talking to him one day. Like, I can't sleep. My anxiety, my depression, everything is so bad. I can't. I barely can get up and go to work. I don't sleep. I fall asleep at like 4 in the morning after trying to go to sleep at 10, laying in bed, having such anxiety, tossing and turning. Can't sleep. I'm like, man, I don't know what to do. I'm ready to end it all. And that was not the first time I'd said that. And um, I told him, I said, man, remember back in the day when we used to smoke weed? And I was like, I remember being paranoid sometimes, but I don't remember ever having the anxiety that I have right now. And I was like, I know, like, what I'm going through right now with my family and stuff is a huge part of it, but I was going through some really tough times at that time too. Some really dark times back when him and I used to smoke regular high THC weed, and I remember that. And he's like, "Man, have you heard of CBD?" And I was like, "Nah, man, I don't know what you're talking about." And he he he's like, "Man, yeah, look it up. It's basically like it's cannabis, but it has it doesn't give you the high, because I wasn't interested in being high. I was interested in something to help me with my anxiety because the prescription pills either numbed all my emotion, which is actually a big part of my personality, and made me feel like a different person, like a zombie, or it like made my depression and anxiety worse. So I quit taking all prescription pills. And plus, like antidepressants, I hadn't been on in years because it scared me. There's too many people I hear about taking antidepressants end up committing suicide, which is the opposite of what is supposed to happen when someone's taking something that is antidepressant. Um, and so I started looking up CBD, and like I said, I was like 2, 3 weeks of night and day researching because I still wasn't sleeping. So I was up and I was researching. I was researching. I learned about third-party testing. I learned about all these different things. And I remember the first time I tried CBD, I tried it vaping, and I remember that relief. I remember finally feeling my muscles relax, my anxieties relax, and getting my first night's like sleep. And so I at that time was like, this stuff is amazing. And I started talking about it and sharing it with people. And I've always wanted to own my business, but I always wanted to own a business that was going to help others and promote benefit to others, because I like to help people. And I've been through enough crap in my life that I feel like there's something I can do to actually help people and make good of the crap that I've gone through and turn it around. And so I saw this opportunity, and I thought about it and thought about it. And about like, I don't know, like 6 months later, I decided to make the jump. And I started working on building a website and putting together things and finding out who I was going to get my supply from because I wanted to make sure everything that I got and sold was, first of all, non toxic and healthy, third party tested, and actually worked. I tried it myself to make sure it actually worked and it was not this garbage stuff that is out there because there is garbage stuff out there that is labeled as CBD, but it's not. So this this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Take care of your mental health, and these are 3 things that I do to help mine. And I believe in these steps. I believe in CBD. I believe in family and in God. I believe in exercising and the benefits of it, of all 3 of those. And I promise each and every one of you that watch this that if you have any mental health issues or physical health issues that cause your mental health to flare and in a negative way, that these steps will help. Um, and at the very, very minimum, if you're not wanting to be a religious person, exercise and take your CBD and get it from a trusted source. Even if you're not getting it from me, get it from someone who cares. Get it from someone who cares about your health and about you as a number one over making money, making sure that they are giving you a product that is quality, it's premium, and it's going to work, and they know that. Anyways, guys, we're at 29 minutes and 45 seconds. I have 15 seconds to say bye to you guys. I appreciate you watching this long video. I hope it helps, and I will catch you guys later. Thank you.